Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing my first Halloween video here on my channel. So I'm doing a vampire look. This is my costume this year, so I want to show you guys a little last minute makeup look for a vampire, because honestly it's a pretty simple costume. I'm going pretty simple with my outfit but going really in with the makeup. So yeah, I'm showing you guys how I do my vampire look for this year. So if you want to see how I do it, then just keep on watching. Alright, so for this vampire look, I have 4 main points that I want to hit. I want to have pale skin, a contoured face, veins, and a dark lip. So those are going to be my focus points for this video and this look in general. So let's just get right into it. And then for my skin, I already have moisturizer on because I have really dry skin. So I want to have a good, nice base to put the makeup on because I'll be doing a little bit more than usual. So yeah, today I'm going to be doing a very pale foundation. So I'm using my concealer for today. I'm using the Fenty Beauty concealer, and I'm mixing it with this NYX Pro foundation mixer. It's in the white shade, so if you add this to any foundation, it's going to lighten the shade of the foundation. So I'm using the concealer and this today, and we're going to be mixing it and putting it on my face. So for me, I really enjoy using concealer all over. So I'm taking my back of my hand and just applying the concealer to my hand. This is a really good formula. It stays really well. It's not like a dewy concealer, so it's going to stay a little bit longer. And I'm adding this into my concealer, and it should lighten the shade up. So I'm taking this in the back of my hand. You can see the little bit of white I have right there. I think I might add a little bit more, just to be safe. Okay. So taking this Sigma, oh no, this is a Morphe brush. It's the M173, and I'm mixing this on the back of my hand. So it's a very, very light shade, and I'm going to be applying it on the center of my face and then blending it outwards. So you can see that a lot of this goes a long way. So right now I'm just patting this under my eyes. I look ridiculous. So I'm kind of making like a white face paint, but I'm still leaving some color to it. I don't want like a stark white face. I kind of just want a little more paler tone of my skin. My hair's bothering me. I'm gonna pin my hair back. I should have done this before. Okay. One side down. This one. Okay, so now that I have it on my face, I'm going to blend it in with a kabuki brush, and this is the Sigma F80 kabuki brush, and I'm blending this all into my skin. So you can already tell that's already lightening up my skin a bit, and I don't really want to cover my skin. I kind of want to leave my freckles peeking through a tiny bit, and I just can't be bothered to wear it too much. But this is doing the job. It's lightening up my skin and making me look more like a vampire, more dead, you know? Okay, so I think I'm going to do one more layer. So the same process, the Fenty concealer on the back of my hand, and then a drop of the NYX Pro foundation mixer. And using that same Morphe brush, the tiny one, mixing it up the back of my hand and applying it to the parts where I think I need it the most. My cheeks are really red, so kind of want to focus on that section specifically and blend it. Alright, so my skin is definitely lighter. Kind of matches my body. They doesn't get any sun, so we're going somewhere. That's good. So my skin is done. Well, the pale part is. Now I'm going to be setting my skin with some powder. So I'm going to be going in with this brush right here. It's the Eco Tools brush, and I'm using this MAC powder. The color is Emphasize. So this is the shade. So it's a highlighting powder, and it's very white. So I'm gonna be putting it under my eyes and setting the product under there, and this will also not only set my makeup but also brighten up my under eyes and even give me that more of a pale skin look. I'm also going to set my lids too. I am going to go in later and darken up my under eyes and kind of get myself like sunken in look. But for now I want to have a really bright base under the eyes. And this powder is perfect for that. And then anywhere else too you think your makeup might move. Okay, so now that the skin is set, I'm going to move on to the very dark sunken in eyes. So I'm using some MAC eyeshadows for this. I will link them all down below, but I've also named them right now. So I'm using this shade Quarry, which is like a cool tone gray shade. And then I'm going to mix it with the MAC eyeshadow in heaux, I think, or heaux, I'm not sure. And then to deepen it up further, I'm using the shade Sketch. It's kind of like a purpley brown. So those are the main colors I'm going to be using to deepen up my under eyes. And I'm going to be using the Sephora Pro All Over Shadow brush in the number 12. And I'm going to be dipping into the shade Quarry, which is the lighter of the three. And then mixing it with heaux, which is the medium shade. And I'm going to be focusing this darkness on the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to be going on the inner corners of my eyes. So right here, I'm going to be focusing that darkness. So kind of where you would normally have your under eye bags, kind of imitate that look. And do not put too much on at first. I recommend just building it because it's easier to add than take away. And having the powder base under is going to help you blend the shadows instead of getting stuck to whatever was put under your eyes. So this is just going to be your personal preference, however dark you want it to go. Just keep applying. And then I'm going to kind of bringing it up here into my crease a little bit, just to give it more of like a really aggressive look, kind of, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain this, but just add to your liking. I'm gonna go a little bit more, and I will come back to you once I'm done with both of my eyes. This will take a little while trying to get them both even and the darkness that you want. So we'll see you when I'm done with this. Okay, so my under eyes, they're pretty deep right now. So I went in, I used the same brush I used it before. I just blended it all over throughout my eyes. Yeah, it's gonna look a little bit rough right now, but once we do everything else, it's gonna look a lot better. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade Sketch, which is the deeper purple that we're using, and I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be using it with this Morphe brush. It's the M330, and just lightly dabbing and focusing this color on the inner part of my eye and just blending this through. I'm going to kind of like go down the side of the nose a bit and kind of create like a contour, not really, but sort of a contour with this color, but more focusing on the inner part of the eye and bringing it down. Okay, so we are pretty much done deepening the under eyes. So yeah, those three shades help get a really nice shadow under the eye. As long as you just have like 3 shades of like dark browny purples, you should totally be fine. These are just suggestions. You have to use these, but they do work pretty well. Now I'm going to go on to the veins, because this is like one of the main parts of this look. So I'm going to be just using a dark red eyeshadow. A lot of palettes nowadays have this shade, so I'm sure you have the shade, but I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and I'm using the shade En Fuego, which is this one right here. It's like a dark wine red, and I'm going to be doing a little trick that I love doing, which is wetting my eyeshadow brush and then dipping it into the shade. So I'm using this Morphe 443 brush and then my MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to spray the brush and like saturate it, and then I like to dip it into the bottom corner of the eyeshadow and kind of get that area of the shadow wet and turning it into a little bit of a paste in a way. And then you have like a more easier to use color, and it will set and dry like an eyeshadow powder. Okay, so here are my eyes. What I'm doing is I'm just taking the brush, and I'm going to kind of just draw little lines down and have them sprout from a main line, and sketch them as I go and not make them too perfect. And some of them can be darker than others, but this is just sketching it. So this is hard to do while talking, but you kind of get the idea. I'm just drawing little lines down from the lower lash line of my eye and making them sprout out. So there is one eye with the veins. As you can see, I'm just doing really tiny lines and just sketching them out. It's okay if some of them are more faint than others, because we do have veins that are more faint than others, so it makes it look more realistic. I'm going to dip back into my eyeshadow, load up the brush again. If you feel like you have to wet your brush again, just go ahead and feel free to spray the brush and to get that texture back again. Now I'm just going to go over some of my already sketched out veins and deepen them up a bit. I like making the top of the vein a little bit darker, and then as it goes down the face, a little bit lighter in shade or color. And the outer part of my eye, I like to do kind of like a, not a wing, but one coming out from that part of my eye. And I kind of have it like drooping down, and then one going up, and then one going out. It just kind of elongates the eye a bit and kind of adds a little bit of dimension. And then repeat this on the other eye and you're good to go. I'll be back when I'm done with the other eye, and then we'll continue on with this tutorial. Okay, so these veins are pretty much done. What I like to do now is I'm going to take over my foundation brush that I used. Actually, no, I'm using a different brush. It's like a buffing brush. I'm just going to be patting over my veins just to kind of pick up any excess product, and making them fade out a bit. Very lightly tapping, not blending. I'm just lightly pressing the veins. And then the edge is a little bit more rough. You want to blend it out, go ahead and do that. And then they'll kind of blend out into like a red kind of smoky look under the eyes. So now that the veins are done, I'm going to be going into the contour part. So I'm actually using these two dark, they're not dark, these two cool tone colors right here, these two, in my Naked Basics palette. And I'm using this foundation brush to get into those two shades and creating that contour shade. So you want like a really heavy contour that just slims the cheekbones and makes that like very defined sallow cheekbone look. So we're just going to place it there and then blend it, and it should definitely not lose its depth, but just kind of blend it to make it a little bit more dramatic and not too harsh, but still giving that defined look. So my contour's blended out now. It's definitely still there, but I think I'm going to add a little bit more now that it's blended out. Just going to pat the excess product onto the spots, and I'll just define it a little bit more. I think for now the contour is at a pretty good place. So now when we do my eyelashes, I want to have like very fluttery lashes. So I'm using my Demi Wispies. I've cut them to fit my eyes. I'm just going to glue them and then apply them I'll be right back. I'm not the best at applying these on camera, so yeah. See you guys in like 2 seconds. So I've added the lashes. If I just add something to the look, kind of opens up the eyes. And I'm going to be taking this same eyeshadow brush and the shade Quarry that I used before. And when we're going onto my lid and kind of packing it on, it's just gonna deviate up the eye a bit. But yeah, I think it's a good touch. And just around the eye as well. And the last final touch for this makeup look is the lip color. So I'm going to be using these two NYX lip products. First product is their Suede matte lip liner in the shade Alien. It's just a black lip liner. And then their Suede lipstick in the shade Vintage. It's a very vampy color. So we're first going to line our lips with the shade Alien from NYX. And just like lining your lip normally. No overlining is necessary. So now I'm going to apply the lipstick. I look ridiculous, but I'm going to apply the lipstick now. And this will look so nice. Okay, so this is the lip. Now I'm going to be doing some some blood drips down the side of my face, or the side of my lip. I'm going to be using the same shadow I used for my, my veins. And in the same technique, I'm just drawing it on the corner of my lip. And there's like a little bit of blood dripping down your lip. But yeah, that's just like a little bit extra. I thought I would just add a little bit something to the look. But this is the final look. I'm obsessed with this look. I feel like it's a really simple vampire look, minimal effort. And honestly, if you just have a dark lip, dark under eyes and veins, you are set and you are a vampire. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I wish I did more videos for Halloween this year, but there's always next year. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye! Have a great Halloween!